Trying to figure out the best suburb around Fort Worth can feel almost impossible when you first start researching. You pull up Google Maps and suddenly you're staring at places like Southlake, Keller, Mansfield, Aledo, Burleson, Weatherford, and on the surface, they all look pretty similar. Nice neighborhoods, good schools, new houses, parks, shopping centers, just suburb after suburb after suburb. But here's the problem most people run into. A map just doesn't tell you what it actually feels like to live in those places. It doesn't tell you which suburb is best if you want luxury homes and top schools, which areas are better for families who want more house for their money, or which places give you land and space without putting you an hour away from everything. And after helping a lot of people relocate here to the Dallas-Fort Worth area, I can tell you this. One of the biggest mistakes that people make when moving here is choosing the wrong suburb for their lifestyle. So in this video, I'm going to break down some of the best suburbs around Fort Worth based on lifestyle, not just rankings or home prices. So you can figure out for yourself which area actually fits the way you want to live. Howdy, y'all. If this is your first time on the channel, my name is Jordan Davis, and I help people relocate and buy homes all over the Dallas-Fort Worth area. My team and I get calls, texts, and emails every single day from people moving here, and we absolutely love helping people make that transition. So if you're thinking about making a move to DFW, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel, because we drop new videos every week that help you make a smart move. All right, let's start with one of the most talked about suburbs in the entire Fort Worth area, Southlake. Now, when people first hear about Southlake, the first thing they usually think is luxury, luxury, luxury. And honestly, that reputation is pretty accurate. Southlake has some of the most beautiful homes anywhere in North Texas. And the Carroll ISD School District is consistently ranked as one of the top school districts in the entire state. But the reason people really love Southlake isn't just the houses, it's lifestyle. Imagine living in a place where everything is about 10 minutes away. From restaurants, shopping, gyms, parks, grocery stores, it's all right there around Southlake Town Square. Your kids can grow up in a community where Friday night football games feel like a city event, and the neighborhoods are filled with families who are extremely invested in the schools and in the community. Now, the trade-off with Southlake is pretty obvious. It's expensive. Homes here are some of the highest priced in Fort Worth. So while it's an incredible place to live, it's definitely not the most budget-friendly option. Now, if you want something that's a little more balanced, great schools, strong communities, but more value for your money, we need to talk about Mansfield. Mansfield is one of those suburbs that a lot of relocation buyers overlook at first. It doesn't have a flashy reputation of Southlake or some of the other luxury suburbs, but families who move here end up loving it. Imagine living in a neighborhood where your kids can ride bikes around the cul-de-sac. You've got beautiful parks and trails nearby, and you're still about 30 minutes from both Fort Worth and Dallas. Mansfield ISD is a strong school district, and there are a ton of newer neighborhoods that give buyers a lot more house for the money, especially when you compare it to some of the higher end suburbs around Fort Worth. So for families relocating to DFW who want that classic suburban lifestyle without the luxury price tag, Mansfield ends up being one of the best options around Fort Worth. Now, if you're someone who doesn't necessarily want the typical suburb feel and you're looking for something with a little more space, we probably need to look west of Fort Worth. Places like Aledo and Weatherford. These are perfect for people who want land, privacy, and a little bit of that Texas hill country vibe. A lot of people assume that Aledo is just farmland and ranches. But what surprises many buyers is how many beautiful homes you can find here on just like 1 or 2 acre lots. Imagine waking up in the morning, drinking coffee on your back patio, looking over rolling land instead of rooftops and fences. but you're still only 20 minutes from downtown Fort Worth. And Aledo ISD is another school district that people move here specifically for. Now, the trade-off with this lifestyle is convenience. You're not going to have as many restaurants, shopping centers, Starbucks 5 minutes away, like you would in a place like Southlake. But if you value space, privacy, and quieter surroundings, Aledo and Weatherford can be incredible places to live. Now, something I always tell relocation buyers is that choosing a suburb around Fort Worth really comes down to a few key things: your commute, your budget, and the lifestyle that you want on a day-to-day basis. Because someone might fall in love with Southlake but realize Mansfield gives them twice the house for the same price. Or they might want land in Aledo but decide they need to stay closer to work in Fort Worth. So if you're trying to figure out which suburb around Fort Worth actually makes the most sense for your situation, please feel free to call, text, or even email us. My team and I help people relocating here every single week, and we're happy to just be a resource and help you figure out the right area before you make a move. Now, before we wrap this up, there's one more suburb around Fort Worth that surprises a lot of relocation buyers. That's Keller. Keller sits right between Fort Worth and Southlake, which gives you a lot of the same benefits as some of the higher end suburbs. Great schools, beautiful neighborhoods, tons of parks and trails, and a really strong sense of community. But homes in Keller are often significantly more affordable than homes in Southlake. So a lot of buyers end up choosing Keller because it hits that sweet spot between lifestyle, location, and price. And that's why Keller has quietly become one of the most popular suburbs of Fort Worth area over the past several years. At the end of the day, there really isn't just one best suburb around Fort Worth. It depends on you, what kind of lifestyle you want. If you want luxury homes and elite schools, Southlake might be perfect. If you want family-friendly suburbs with strong values, Mansfield is a great option. If you want land, space, and a quieter lifestyle, consider Aledo or Weatherford. It may be exactly what you're looking for. And if you want something that sits right in the middle of everything, Keller is definitely worth taking a look at. Now, if you're thinking about moving to the Fort Worth area, my team and I would absolutely love to help. We get calls, texts, and emails every single day from people just like you that are relocating to DFW. And whether you're moving in 9 days or 90 days, we're here to help. We want to make that as smooth as possible. And if you're ready to get pre-approved, talk to our friends at Envoy Mortgage. Their information is also linked below. Make sure you like this video, share it with anyone who's even thinking about moving to Fort Worth, and then hit that subscribe button for the channel to make sure that you get more information about DFW relocation videos. And if you want to see what $500,000 actually buys you in some of the best suburbs around Fort Worth, check out our next video.